All right, welcome everybody. This is Rum Bum Jimmy. We are back. We are back with the Tiki Freaks podcast number. Oh, it's either 5 or 6. I'm gonna have to check and make sure I know which one it is. But anyways, this week we are talking all about the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Sven Kirsten himself. Anyways, my name is Jim, better known as Rum Bum Jimmy, on this week's episode of the Tiki Freaks. Who else do I have with me here in the Tiki Freak bar tonight?
It's Cheeseman in Paradise. Tiki Freak.
Tiki Freak. And you actually are coming from the bar. We keep on talking like we need to name the bar down there, but right now it's just the Freak Bar. But that might have other connotations, so we might have to figure out what it is. You guys can follow us on the tikifreaks.com or follow us on the Tiki Freaks on Instagram, on Twitter, Facebook. You can find us at the Tiki Freaks. Also, make sure you follow us on our YouTube channel. Tonight we are, oh, by the way, welcome to the show. We have our wonderful Cheeseman. What is it we have tonight?
Minty Mai Tai. Lots of Mai Tai, but a little bit of mint in it.
I got some fresh mint off the plant outside. I'm going to, wait. It's like they do at Tonga Hut. Just kind of mash it up a little bit, stick it in there. So this podcast will last as long as this drink lasts tonight. Tonight, again, we are all about the roast of Sven Kirsten, which occurred at Exoticon 2. First day of Exoticon at the Tonga Hut, the classic Tonga Hut Tiki Bar over in North Hollywood, California. It's Los Angeles' longest running, oldest Tiki Bar. And what was cool is they shut down the Tonga Hut to have a roast of Sven Kirsten. For those of you who don't know, Sven, the author of the Tiki Pop book and author of many Tiki books, is recognized as, here, let me read this right here in the back. Sven Kirsten is a cinematographer and urban archaeologist. It was his love for visuals that inspired him to collect and photograph the remnants of the forgotten culture of Polynesian pop in America, leading him to identify the Tiki as its icon. As a hunter and gatherer of lost artifacts and ephemera from this phenomenon, he began to see the pattern of a unique art form and decided to publish his findings in the Book of Tiki in September 2000. 4 books later, the cult of Tiki has made a spectacular comeback. Sven is credited for reigniting the renaissance of Tiki as we know it 24 years ago. Tiki's gone up and down. As we know, Tiki started about 90 years ago, 1934-ish, 36-ish on Hollywood Boulevard. And it went through many forms in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, kind of died out a little bit in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. But then Sven in 2000 published his book and has saved Tiki for all of us. We are excited tonight to bring you the best of the best clips and photos and experiences from the roast of Sven. Sven is retiring and moving to Palm Springs, California, which is the perfect place for Sven. Palm Springs is perhaps one of the best places to experience Tiki. It's mid-century modern, which is the perfect design aesthetic that goes along with Tiki so much. All right, Cheeseman, I'm going to ask you real quick. What was your favorite part about this? By the way, we attended Exoticon 2. Exoticon 2 is this is the second year. Well, which thus the name Exoticon 2, which is like a weekend art and music festival. It was put on by Peekaboo Gallery, which is run by our friend Jordan Reicheck, and it was just a lot of fun. So anyways, we are specifically focusing on day 1 of Exoticon, which is the roast of Sven. There's going to be an auction coming up for all of Sven's collection, which is quite a collection, other than what's the one we did recently, Luke? The Oceanic Arts auction. This is probably one of the biggest Tiki auctions that come down the pike in quite some time, and probably will be for quite some time. But I feel like I am just stinking hogging all the time here. Cheeseman, how about I go through? Luke provided us with a bunch of photos. Luke, walk us in a little bit of what we're experiencing on the this night of Exoticon 1, and then what we're going to do, guys, we got a lot of video footage and interviews from the night that we're going to share with you guys. All right, Cheeseman, just tell us what we're looking at.
This was the official roast of Sven there. They set it up good outside. Everybody had their drinks, the food handy and all that, and they put him in his little throne and then
yes,
let the roast
I love
begin.
it. Yeah. And that's Adrian, right? There's a picture of Adrian. He's from a friend of ours. He runs the Desert Oasis podcast. And then, of course, we got some great pictures from inside the bar here. Oh, man, this is cool.
So Tonga Hut was one of the perfect locations for this. I mean, you're officially at a tiki bar, and that was definitely one of my favorite things was being there. And you get all sorts of people and people there that know different people. And this picture here is of somebody that had a friend that made these little kind of those tiki light ball things, but miniature, that kind of like hang from a drink from a stick kind of thing. And they told us a little bit how to make them, which I'm not going to reveal, but it's pretty cool. I don't think they sell them online, but I'd love to have something like that.
I would love to have something like this. What we're looking at is inside the Tonga Hut. By the way, the Tonga Hut, when you walk in, it takes you probably at least a minute for your eyes to adjust to how dark it is in there. But it's a beautiful tiki bar, an old tiki bar. But this gentleman was sitting at the bar with these super interesting decorations on the bar. One's a fish, and one's like one of the ocean balls that hanging over his drink. And it was really cool. And Luke got a couple of pictures of the drinks there, of course. I think what did we start off with? What was this? Was this the Mai Tai?
So that was there was a Mai Tai of its own. It wasn't like a regular Mai Tai. I think we had the menu somewhere.
Well, we're getting down to the menu in just a second.
I think the menu is number 5.
Here's the menu right here.
Okay, yeah, that was the Tandoori Thai. How do you say that?
Okay, it's the Tandoori Thai, and it's silver rum, Jamaican dark rum, house made, orange liquor, citrus. It was good.
And then the other drink was the Navy Grog, which was
is that this other drink right here?
No, that was the zombie, but the one before had both drinks. Because the line was kind of long, we each got 2 drinks. So the first round was the Navy Grog and that Mai Tai that they were making.
But Luke, one of your favorite things about the day, of course.
They had a great kind of Hawaiian type barbecue there with some macaroni salad, some really good sauce with the chicken. They gave a really generous portion of the chicken, so I went big on the chicken and got the half order of mac. But Tonga Hut always does a good job of having some sort of vendor there. They always at least have tacos, but sometimes for these events they'll bring in special vendors. So
I wish I knew who the vendor was for this event because it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But also, just a couple more things. The thing about the event at Tonga Hut, it was filled with a lot bands and we're going to sample a little bit of the music in just a second. It had music, had artwork, and had symposiums, and then it had the roast of Sven. But one of the coolest things it had, do you remember what this is, Luke?
Those were made by Tiki Al and
Crazy Al.
Don't be fooled by the size. Those things were like 2 or 3 feet high each.
Yeah, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tiki carvings. They're about 3 feet tall. It took him an enormous amount of time to carve these out, and each
was a commission piece. Yeah.
Yep. And it tells the story. It's a pretty gross story about like the tiki gods giving birth and eating their children. Great family stuff there. But we're going to listen to Al. We did catch an interview with Al in just a second. But of course, the Tonga Hut is a special place for Cheeseman and myself. Cheeseman, what is this that we're looking at?
I did the official grog log, completing over 70 plus drinks there.
78.
And me, Bill, who is known as Captain Nemo, and then Rum Bum Jimmy here, we all finished ours. Me and Bill have ours up. Jim is way falling behind. I think it's been a year and he won't get his thing completed. But
well, I've got my
Paradise placard that kind of has a Jimmy Buffett kind of feel mixed with kind of like the land shark beer. So I have the surfboard with the shark bite out of it, and then kind of the Jimmy Buffett Cheeseman in Paradise.
It's
Playing
really
on
cool.
the cheeseburger in paradise.
I really love the way that you did that there. Okay, 1 second. All right. So what we're gonna do now is okay, let me get this right there. We're back to normal. So we do have a series of videos, and we're not going to take a lot of your time. But it was an awesome weekend. It was an awesome weekend this past weekend. But I just want to give everybody a little bit of an inside look. First of all, one of the best things that they had was some great music, and here is a sample of the music that we had going on this weekend.
Sometimes she likes to flirt, especially when she wears her native skirt, and all the boys follow her around. Everybody get quiet now. When she starts to wiggle, well, they start to giggle. She'll put you in the train in the South Sea. I got a gal named Phila Boo. She's the queen of the South Sea.
I love it that they had the very cool, like the Exotica type of music going on. A lot of times you're in there, they had the jukebox blasting, but this was a special night.
And that was, I think, the Hookala Hot Shots.
Yep. Now, for those of you who were not able to make it, we're going to give you a little bitty look at what the day looked like. So for those of you just listening, we are walking through the outdoor area of the Tonga Hut. You see the big throne right there. And there is Jordan getting ready to start the roast of Sven. There are the celebrity, quote unquote. So there's Sven himself getting ready to be roasted. I love this. All right, cool. We just have a few. And Luke, thank you so much, dude. You were the one that got all these videos together for us. But before we jump into the Sven stuff, let me see. We do have a cool. Luke showed you the. Luke took a picture of the idols that Crazy Al. Crazy Al is one of the best sculptors and personalities in Tiki right now in Southern California and probably nationwide. And we did a quick interview with him inside right after his symposium. Check it out. We're here at Exoticon Day 1 over here at the Tonga Hut in North Hollywood. Here with the Tiki Freaks, and we got some cool stuff here. Hey, let's take a look at this. We got these beautiful, beautiful sculptures here, and of course, the man responsible for them, Crazy Al.
Hello.
Hey, can you tell us what we're looking at here?
You are looking at, well, it's the classic sextet triptych, actually. It's a sextet triptych. But what it is 3 are classic cannibals from basically the 40s. My spin on it, of course. And then there's, the story got changed over the years where some people believe it's a cannibal giving birth, and then whether she's licking or eating her child, it's very bizarre. But I had to actually do an accurate sculpture of that story. So here we have a cap door, and then we have a consumer, and then we have the fat and happy cannibal, which is the traditional. And then here we have the pregnant mother. So that's the dad. This is the pregnant mother, and the point of birth. And then she is actually licking her child, which like a cow or a deer would do, or maybe a cave person without a towel. But it's very important to clean the baby as soon as it's born, because it's the first time it's never been 98.6 degrees. So you need to, do that. So there's a thing here, but this is a bastardization of the original story, but I had to do it.
Briefly though, how long did this take you? This is an amazing.
A million years. No, I sculpted these in 2020 for a show, but they were commissioned before that. And so I was really under the gun. I don't know. I can't really say it was too long ago to know exactly how long it took to form.
All right, I appreciate it. And before we let you go, we got to take a look at this. What are you holding in your hand?
Oh,
right
so
here?
this goes back to cannibals. So this is Exoticon, which is, people have a lot, like there's this whole thing with Tiki. Is it Tiki? Is it not Tiki? It all started with exotic, worship of the exotic, which goes way back into the 20s and the steamships. And so this is a curio item, which is an orangutan skull. It's a replica of a real orangutan skull with Indonesian dragons carved into it. And you could buy these in the 1950s probably, or 40s, when you went to Indonesia. So much like the cannibals that you would buy in Tahiti, they were actually tourist little sculptures that tourists would take home in the 50s. You would also go to Indonesia and take home a carved orangutan skull, because why not?
Where'd you get yours?
I made it.
Oh, you made this?
I made this, yeah. It's a replica of a real curio item from Indonesia.
And if people want to follow the stuff that you're creating and what you're up to, and where can they do it?
It's the arcane and archaic tikimania.com.
All right.
I keep looking at you,
Coming to you from Exoticon Day 1. With some great camera work by Luke Cheeseman right there, Cheeseman in Paradise. Luke, just real quick, for those who are unfamiliar with Crazy Owl, when did we first meet him? When did you first meet him, and what do you think of him?
We met him originally at Tiki Caliente, which is in Palm Springs. We've gone to that event a few years. He usually has a booth there where he's selling his mugs and the stuff he does. And maybe did he do some necklaces, I think, as well,
Yep.
of some of the Tiki sculptures. And then we even have run into him at SantaCon at different times.
Yep.
But it was good to see him kind of in this neck of the woods. I'm not sure what part of town is he usually from, where he kind of...
Oh gosh, I think he said Santa Clarita, or yeah, he's from down south a little bit.
But he is either without a shirt or has a very cool shirt, I would say, every time you meet him.
That's about to say, usually you see him, when we've met him, he was out in Palm Springs, and he never has a shirt on, but I don't know how old that guy is, but he's looking good. He's looking good. All right. So we are going to move on to, we're going to move into the Sven roast. And then we have a couple of interviews afterwards. We're going to be talking with Jordan, the guy who, the person who put together Exoticon. We're going to talk with the owner of the Tonga Hut restaurant a little bit. And of course, Tiffini, who is always such a big presence at these events. She's so much fun. But we're going to go ahead and move into, and in no particular order, I hope that I know most of the names of the people here, but here we go. That's it. We're looking at Sven.
I've never seen Sven not in some sort of hand-woven footwear.
It's a German thing.
Are those mandals? Or you would say Tiki mandals. Sven's eBay name is Man Tiki, and he's wearing Tiki mandals. Thanks for keeping the cobblers in business, Sven. Before I really get this going and turn it over to the next performer, I want to thank Jordan Reicheck, the rock little spirit of Tiki. Gary, where's Gary? Yeah. I've never seen anyone do Melvin's cosplay, but there he is. All right, cool.
Let's do him
Let me bring
laugh.
up your next presenter. This next guy's a friend of mine. I've known him for a while. We're happy to have him here. Please welcome Adrian Yusakio.
All right. You'll notice we're going to go through these videos fairly quickly, but Luke, what's the one thing that you notice about Sven when he laughs?
Almost like a little bit of Count Dracula, although a lot of people reference that he sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and
Yep.
that Arnold got his voice from him.
All right, it's awesome. All right, he just introduced Adrian. Adrian, of course, is a longtime Tiki fan. He started his podcast and video series, the Desert Oasis and Polynesian pop video series. Check him out, and here's what he had to say about Sven.
All right,
Thanks everyone for being here. My name's Adrian, and I am the host and producer of a podcast centered around Tiki and cocktail culture. And I'm excited to be here for my friend Sven. Let's give it up for Sven. I first met Sven at Oceanic Arts in the 90s. A lean, strapping young man. Look at him now. He's in his 90s. Over the years, Sven and I became good friends, and going to his Silver Lake home was always a treat. Seeing all that vintage ephemera from all these fantastic Polynesian palaces, like the Luau, the Islander, all those salt and pepper shakers, Mai Tai glasses that he borrowed over the decades. Seriously impressive, Sven. How do you do it? Backpack? Duffel bag? If you've never been to his home, you don't know what you're missing. It's a popular backdrop to shoot content. Scenes from the DVD of Tiki and the Dawn of Tiki were shot there. And I even recorded an interview with Exotikon, an Exoticon band from Sweden, right there on his patio. As a matter of fact, we just spent some time a couple weeks ago shooting videos for his upcoming auction. You guys excited about that auction? I am too. There's a lot of good stuff in there that I'd love to get my hands on. No G-strings, sorry, Al. Of course, when we were doing these...
Oops, again, just so everybody knows, we're just getting clips from each of these each of these presentations. If we did every presentation, it would be the an hour and a half to 2 hours that they did to roast Sven. And you heard him mentioning the auction. I've got the information right here. They are auctioning off Sven's a lot of
that flyer up.
What?
Hold that flyer up. We're full screen now.
Oh. For those of you who are watching, can you see it, Luke? Wait, let me look.
Okay, a little wider. There
we go. Peekaboo Gallery is presenting this auctions for a lot of the belongings and collection of Sven Kirsten, June 29th through 30th. It's going to be held down at the Royal Hawaiian Restaurant in Laguna Beach on June 29th through 30th. If you guys want any information about this, go to peekaboogallery.com, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So anyway, so this was a preview. So this is the roast of Sven, getting ready for the auction of Sven. Let me see. Who do we have next? Okay, let's do. I don't know who this guy is. I know he's a very he's an old friend of Sven, and he's very well known in the Tiki community. And I apologize. I will try to get his name. And he steps up.
Aloha, everyone. My name is John O.
John O.
My name is John O. Now, I first became aware of Sven Kirsten, gosh, it's got to be 24 years ago. Maybe 25, but it was a bookstore on Melrose Avenue. I forget which one. I walked in there and I bought this book. The Book of Tiki. The Book of Tiki. Now, growing up, I went to high school across the street from the Bahuka, and I used to stop in the Tiki Tea in the 90s, but I really didn't know what Tiki was. I thought it was just this Hawaiian thing, until I bought this book, The Book of Tiki. And I'm looking through this book, I flipped through it and I saw, oh, there's a picture of Tiki Tea. So this is gonna be an awesome book for me to find all these existing places that are Tiki that I could visit. I was so excited. But then as I peruse this thing, I'm finding out all these places are closed. They don't exist. I felt cheated. I mean, there was one place that I thought was still open, the Kahiki, and I go, I want to go there. And then I learned, oh my God, it closed the following month. This was in the year 2000. So I thought, wow, great book. But if it was only published 10 years earlier. So with that, you know, 2000 I discovered Tiki Central. Everyone knows what Tiki Central is? Very good. And so I was a lurker on Tiki Central. And there's this person on there, Big Bro Tiki. Very helpful, very opinionated. And then I learned Big Bro Tiki is the guy who wrote this book. Now, Big Bro Tiki was a very apt moniker because, you know, Big Brother, he was Wally Cleaver to the Beaver Cleavers. Very helpful. But he was also like the 1984 Big Brother because Sven was always watching us. Now Sven could be, you know, kind of whimsical, silly, things like his Tiki nativity scene. But there are other times he was dead on serious about Tiki. You don't joke around, you don't mess around, this is serious stuff. And I was never always quite sure which Sven Kirsten it was. I mean, when I would do a post on Tiki Central, Sven might chime in and like, oh, I felt so honored. But if you got too far off base, you got spanked. And I got spanked too. So I was a lurker and I was posting. Eventually, I met Sven Kirsten, I think that must have been 2009. It was an event that I think Murph hosted at La Descarga. So I brought all my books, you know, he signed them, and I was kind of nervous to meet Sven because, you know, I read all his books, interacted with him on Tiki Central. So when I met him, I said to myself, don't say anything stupid. Don't say anything stupid. I was very nervous. And I told Sven, you know, I was like a rock star groupie. I was just giving you accolades, and I told you I'm very nervous. And then Sven just sort of looked at me, and he rolled his eyes. I was probably drunk at the time, but he says, "Oh, Jono, you're drunk." Which I probably was. But I have to say, well, I'm drunk now. And I'm still a student of Sven's. But these days, if I say something stupid in front of him, I don't care.
By the way, John O is a well-known personality in the Tiki circles here in Southern California and across California. So he is a longtime friend of Sven. And I just want to let Luke, how much you got left? I have half a cup left, so we're more than halfway done here. I got two more. We're gonna show two more of the roast of Sven, and then we're gonna finish out with a couple of interviews from some of the cool folks that were there. You got anything to say, Cheeseman, before we start?
Well, you're talking about having a half drink. Mine's like empty, so I might be refilling during the next one.
All right, we are going to start with what the first part of what Crazy Al had to say during his part of the Sven ABCD. Yep, this is Crazy Al talking about Sven.
Oh, Jesus, can't see crap with these things on. It sucks getting old, doesn't it, there, Grandpa? Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah. I looked everywhere for this hat, you know, because we're going to make America Tiki again, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. No, actually, it's make Tiki great again. Thank God. Thank the Tiki gods. There's someone advocating chasing grass-laden maidens bare-breasted around the islands for a good time. Thank you, Sven. You know, cue the Trader Vic's menu. No? Well, you get what you pay for. Jordan, ladies and gentlemen. Jordan over there. Yes.
Okay, Luke is away right now. He's refilling his tiki mug. But that was the first part. Oh, there he's back.
I'm in
Sorry,
the
that was
process. Use a shaker.
he's got the shaker going. He's getting ready to do it again. That was the first part of Crazy Al. Here is the second part of what Crazy Al had to say.
I'm bringing you all back in the Wayback Time Machine to 1998, ladies and gentlemen. That's probably my first recollection of the great Sven Kirsten, meeting him in person. It's Mogul's nightclub. I think I shared this story last December. Tiki, Otto and his infinite Tiki wisdom had the very first Tiki marketplace at Lee Joseph's Dionysus Derby. And there I did meet, here is Bosco walking in with his tikis. And there I learned that he actually was like, bringing the essence out, at the last minute, staining them correctly. And then over across the way was Shag selling, color Xeroxes of his paintings on a card table over there. And behind me in my booth, this was probably my first booth, 1998, I'm selling my little things here, my tiki things, and behind me is this incredible Mayan, Aztec, like right out of National Geographic mural, and I'm like godsmacked. And now I have to say that I've been indoctrinated into the tiki thing 10 years already, because 88 was basically my indoctrination into tiki. And here 10 years later, I'm like, this is the greatest tiki mural I have ever seen. And Sven goes, that is not tiki. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, did I say he took the fun right out of tiki? Here I am, African drums. Not tiki. Harry Belafonte. Sonora. Not tiki. But ladies and gentlemen, I have to say, if you don't know where you're coming from, you don't know where you're going. And the earliest urban archaeologist, did you coin that phrase?
Yes.
I will say the earliest urban archaeologist has actually told us what it is supposed to be. And you should believe it. Have fun with the clown tiki if you want to. But know where it came from and where it's going and where the future lies. And we all hope that you have the best future possible. Ladies and gentlemen, the king of tiki, Sven Kirsten.
And before we finish out the roast with, geez, man, what you shaking?
We're going to at least show that we're legit doing tiki here. Bitter Mix Mai Tai, everybody.
Oh,
It
man.
is basically 1/4 ounce of simple syrup, 1/4 ounce of Orgeat syrup, 1/2 ounce triple sec, 1/2 ounce of lime juice, 1 ounce spiced rum, and 1 ounce of Jamaican dark rum.
Oh,
Cheers.
that looks awesome. Cheers to you, my friend. Hey, so the one thing that was interesting you heard Crazy Al talking about was one of the reasons why, and I've got his book right. Well, Tiki Pop right here. He has his 4 or 5 books out. That we are so appreciative of Sven, is he has been kind of like a caretaker, a gatekeeper, the guy that kind of puts his arms out and grabs. He holds in what tiki is. He's one of those folks. You hear everybody making fun of him this night, that when they're celebrating something fun and tropical, and Sven's like, that's not tiki.
Yeah.
And
if I introduced myself by my name and threw this up, Cheeseman in Paradise, at Jimmy Buffett style, he'd say that's not tiki.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
And many people would say that's not tiki. On our next,
and probably Batman is not tiki, and Jaws is not tiki. A lot of the things that I like are not Sven tiki.
But you know what? We need people like Sven to be the anchor to keep people like you and me, Luke, because like we're part of the class of people. We put tiki on. We use a big umbrella and try to shove a lot of stuff up in there, just that stuff that's fun and tropical escapism. And I think there's room for all of that, but we need people like Sven to be the
But I
anchor
do have something that's very tiki, which they mentioned earlier. I have a tiki mug from the Kahiki, which closed there in 2000 that they mentioned. This is an original mug. This isn't bought off something. This is a little kid drinking non-alcoholic tiki drinks and collecting these mugs from Kahiki. This is an original mug from there. So this is tiki.
You're right. You're not wrong with that.
Something else you would not like is that this says Margaritaville tiki torch right here, and it's plastic as well, and a Bluetooth speaker. This is not tiki, but to me it is.
Well, can we just say that the tiki comes in many. There is core tiki, and we all love core tiki. We love the core tiki drinks. We love the 1930s drinks. We love the Trader Vic's. We love the Don the Beachcomber drinks, the drinks that are the best. That's why we love Tonga Hut and Tiki Tea here in Southern California, because they know how to, they are the custodians of the original tiki drinks, and we love them for that. But, you know, our next presenter here, Mr. Rory Schneider. Rory is the owner of the Reef Tiki Bar out in Palm Springs, California, along with what's his two other bars there? It's he's got a Mexican bar, what is it?
Sancho's,
and then Sancho's Cantina out there. Yeah. They're inside the Caliente Tropics Resort in Palm Springs. And Palm Springs is definitely one of the great, I guess, playgrounds for tiki right now. They've got 3 or 4 great tiki bars out there. And Rory, I told Luke, I said, after Rory got done with his presentation, because his was very lively, and we weren't able to use all of it tonight, but we are going to do a couple clips from Rory's presentation. And just warning, if you have little kids in the room, you might want to move them to the other room for Rory's presentation, because let's just say he gets down and dirty. So, all right. So here we go. Rory, by the way, if you haven't had a chance to make it. No, he's fully clothed, but Rory is he's full of life, he's so much fun, and he's also a fellow Parrot Head fan of Jimmy Buffett, and he understands that Jimmy Buffett is not core.
Careful when you make drinks, people, because you might get dirty.
All right. So here is the first clip of Rory giving his uproarious tribute to Sven.
Creepy, but still hot in a grandfather kind of thing. But if that's your bag, more power to you. Then she brings up the fiance as a shield. We know what's going on here. We want to invite you here to Sven Kirsten's intervention to show you guys 25 years hasn't affected him at all of drinking Mai Tais and partying with his fellow brethren. Sven, he has the voice that should be read in a book. Sven is the most known for his verbiage of saying, "Dylan, give the people the air. This is not a tumor. Get to the chopper." But you would be surprised. That is not Sven. That is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Sven wrote some books. These days, Sven is mostly known for one phrase, just these days, which is, "This is not tiki." And when I am on social media and my girlfriend Kari is with me and I see Sven respond, "This is not tiki," I run to the kitchen so fucking quick to get myself some microwave popcorn or a charcuterie plate, because sparks are gonna fly. This shit is better than when Bamboo Ben guzzles down a couple Budweisers and then deletes his fucking post in the morning. This is the ultimate.
And he's just getting wound up. Geez, were you getting ready to say something?
Stole the show.
What'd you say?
Some say he stole the show. They're like, "Oh boy, I had to follow Rory."
Oh, he did steal the show. Let's go ahead and watch it.
And as probably what I would consider the second wave of tiki, is when I first moved to California, I moved to Orange County. And I was living in Costa Mesa. I'd go to a place called House of Tiki. Does anyone remember House of Tiki? It was in Costa Mesa, right when you got into town. But I got a used copy of the Book of Tiki. And at that time, I was 25, 26, 27 years old. And my mindset was that, I know, right? My mindset was that of Beavis and Butthead. So when I got that book, it was pure fucking sex. He would start off with the definition of Tiki. First man, first word, one, the penis, because all Tikis were men. Then when I had my dial-up modem, I'd look up the air-conditioned Eden and listen to his term, National Geographic eroticism. And all those times of beating off to National Geographic, a shampoo bottle, or whatever it took in my 20s and 30s, I was no longer shamed. So thank you, Sven, for not having me be shamed.
Rory's holding nothing back. All right. And we got one more clip that we're going to share from Rory, and we'll try to put the entire Rory presentation online, but here's one more clip from Rory. Clip.
Otto's not here, and it's not his roast, but I got to say he's a fan of Tiki and somebody who does events. And somebody who likes business. The combination of Sven and Otto in Baby Doe is something we've never seen before. Sven's book, which is incredible as it is, the Book of Tiki, which Tiki Modern's better because I love Whitco, but Sven's book is something you read, you get educated on, and you might put down, but the events make you pick it up every year to remind yourselves of what we're all doing. So it was great to see a synergy in this movement. Obviously, Otto and other guys took the profitable route, but Sven took the purest, beautiful route that is going to make him not only the godfather of Tiki, but now that he's 70, the grandfather of Tiki. I want to thank Sven and everyone for being here today, and thank you everybody who is part of the community who understands that when his auction's up, or the Oceanic Arts auction is up, this is history we will not see again.
That's right.
Appreciate your friends next to you. We're all getting a little older, and it does not seem, when I met Jordan and I met Finney, who's doing the documentary, I was thinking there was going to be a next wave, but these fuckers are older than me, so I guess it's fucking done. Thank you very much. Sven, thank you for being my friend. I owe you a German pancake.
The one thing I've noticed about Rory lately is Rory's not an old guy, but since the passing of Jimmy Buffett, Rory seems to be talking a lot about getting older these days and what's going to come. Have you noticed that, Cheese?
I have, but on a lighter note, I can't wait till Sven comes on our show, and I just want to have a bunch of little props in the bar. I'll take some things down and be like, "Is this Tiki or not?" Like, for instance, this is Pirate Skull Tiki.
That is not Tiki.
Or is a picture of Ernest Hemingway Tiki, or like
that is not Tiki. Yeah, he's gonna throw your Batman off the back porch, my friend. Yeah. All right. I just love it. There's something so funny and calming about Sven's voice. When you hear him laugh, actually when he laughs, he sounds like a sinister villain that you hear in a nightmare. But
well, he sounds like Count Chocula, like.
That's what he says. All right, we're going to finish out this presentation after the roast. We caught up with a few people real quick, and the first one that we caught up with was the owner of the Tonga Hut, both in North Hollywood and Palm Springs. His real name's Kevin, but all of his friends call him Murph. All right, we're back.
That's a big ass mic. I'm happy to see you.
We are here with Kevin. He is the owner here of the Tonga Hut.
Yeah, nobody know me as Kevin. It's Murph.
Oh, Murph. Okay, sorry. Tonga Hut in North Hollywood and Palm Springs, right? When we go to Palm Springs, we always see him there right at the beginning. Anyways, can you tell us what happened here today?
No, I can't.
I'm telling you, Jordan will kill us, all right, if we don't get a little
We had the
bit.
Exoticon 2 kickoff event here, and we did a roast for Sven Kirsten.
I mean,
Book of Tiki author, and we decided to roast him because it's about time somebody told him the truth. But yeah, we wanted to let you know that Sven is very woke, not woke.
Vogue. How long have you known Sven?
I've known Sven since before he had a German accent. You guys know he's from Oklahoma, right?
No, of course.
Yeah,
of
it's all
course.
bullshit. It's all this, I'm a scholar, so he got the accent.
Oh, it was so great tonight. Everybody getting up and saying all the stuff from Sven. What's Sven's famous line that he says in all his books and on all the social media?
Yeah, we need that. Sayonara?
That's not Tiki. That's not Tiki.
No, they all make him out. They all make him to be Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah.
All right, that's cool.
But he taught Arnold Schwarzenegger how to talk. You know that.
Anyways, if you guys are in the neighborhood, come here to North Hollywood. Come here to the Tonga Hut.
Only if you're cool.
Yeah,
don't. If you're jerks, just go to Broken Compass down the road.
Exactly. No douchebags
Don't
allowed
come
here.
up to Tonga. No, I love Broken Compass. Don't let me make them.
Give us a little spiel. Tonga Hut is what?
We are the Southern California's oldest tiki bar, opened in 1958 by Ace and Ed Libby, and we've been here for 65 years. We're doing traditional tiki, old school. You're going to walk in the bar, can't see anything for about 3 minutes.
Yep.
But we are kind of the classical tiki dive bar here, and so if you want to travel back in time, come visit us. That's what we're doing.
Come see Murph here at Tonga Hut here in North Hollywood, and he's out at Palm Springs quite a bit. And they have some of the best zombies 1934 you're gonna get.
How many of those you had?
It's way too many. I gotta stop.
The limit's 2, so if you're over that, anything he says now is bullshit.
I'm calling in Uber.
Yeah.
All right.
Please call an Uber. Yeah, don't.
All right.
I'm not driving you home.
All right. Thanks for talking to us today.
You're
my
welcome,
friend.
guys.
Bye-bye. That guy. If you ever run it, well, it was kind of crazy. We went out to the Caliente Tropics. We went out to the, what's that? Tiki Caliente, the event at the beginning of May. And every night we go there to the Tonga Hut, and there's Murph greeting everybody as they walk through the doors. It's kind of cool to see him there and see him here. And
Murph. It's hard to not think of Interstellar with him. Murph.
All right. Last 2 interviews. This next interview is one of our favorite people. This is Tiffini Moffett. Tiffini is, I call her the prom queen of tiki here in Southern California, but I don't want to diminish her. She's just like so much fun. She joins everybody together. She's like a connector, and she's one of our new best friends. She and her husband, Sean. All right, this is Jim, still here. We are at Exoticon Day 1 here at the Tonga Hut in North Hollywood. I'm here with one of my favorite tiki friends. This is Tiffini Moffett. Hello.
Hi.
And if you are in the tiki scene here in Southern California, you're going to see Tiffini and her husband Sean. They make the rounds. They're at all the cool stuff. And what were you doing here today?
Well, we helped set up this morning, and then we just enjoyed the show. Ate, drank.
Okay. One of your favorite parts of the day.
One of my favorite parts of the day was for sure Rory Snyder's roast of Sven. It was fantastic. Great.
All right, Rory's roast of Sven. If we put that on iTunes, we had to mark it as explicit content because he was. Oh, so sorry. Because he was really letting it rip. Rory was great. But did you see Al?
I did see Al.
Al's was crazy too.
Al's was crazy. It was crazy.
All right, and tomorrow, what's happening tomorrow?
Tomorrow, live music, vendors, food, drinks, a tour of the Mayan with Sven, which will be great.
Mm-hmm. Can I ask you something? Because you guys live out a bit. You're not here in Southern. I mean, you're in Southern California.
We're in Orange County.
So what brings you here today?
We just wanted to be a part of a great event. Friends, something like this won't happen again, so we wanted to be here for it.
This was.
Soak it all up.
And basically, this was the roast of Sven. Sven is retiring, and his collection of stuff in about a month, they're going to be auctioning it off. That's kind of what this is a preview of the Sven auction happening in about a month, Peekaboo Gallery. And it's going to be one of those things, like you said, is not going to happen again. And then he's going out to Palm Springs to live with the rest of the Tiki Freaks. Wait, so last question. What are you most excited about Wait, I think about tomorrow. I think I already asked you that, right?
I'm excited about the live music.
The live music, yeah. Yep. Cool.
Looking forward to that.
All right. So, Tiffini, what is the greeting you would like to say to everybody who is not here today?
I mean, it's not too late. There's still tickets available for tomorrow.
All right.
So. Come, let's party.
All right. If Tiffini's around, it's going to be a party. Thanks, guys. Tiki Freaks, check out. Sorry for the sound on that one. That was when everybody was kind of packing up and loading up, and it was super loud. Everybody's
Was our
getting ready.
microphone ever even working?
I don't know. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, we had this microphone. I kept using it for the day, but
Maybe the
don't
cord
know.
was janky. I don't know.
Say that again.
Maybe the cord was a little janky. I don't know. It wasn't really connecting to your phone, but
Yeah, we're gonna
not
have to.
important, people. What's important is you got it sounded. We could at least hear what you're saying, and
Yeah. Well, and we have one last interview. This is with Jordan. He's with Peekaboo Gallery, the organizers of Exoticon, both 1 and part 2. And I just wanted to say Jordan put together quite an impressive night. It was an awesome night. He pulled together, for lack of a better word, but he pulled together like the godfathers, or the all-star team of Tiki. I am drawing a blank right now. The Mount Rushmore of Tiki in Southern California came to this event. Jordan, you did such a good job, and we really appreciate you doing this. One thing I noticed is that Crazy Al said
did you just come up with the best Tiki bowl ever?
What's that?
If someone did like the Mount Rushmore of Tiki as a Tiki bowl, like you take the 4 or 5 like main faces of Tiki and make a Tiki bowl out of that, like a scorpion bowl kind of thing. I think that would be amazing.
You know, the Tiki Freaks could do that.
That's how good ideas come out, people.
Yes.
A little flub from this guy.
Yeah. But was such a great night, and we're going to close it out with Jordan here. But for those of you who were not able to attend, Jordan's going to talk a little bit. It's going to sound like he's giving a preview of the next day, which he is. The event's already passed, but this just gives you an idea of everything that happened. If you guys get a chance, make sure you follow Peekaboo Galleries. They always do these cool events, and Jordan is big time into Tiki. By the way, he also was one of the writers and artists on Ren and Stimpy, the show that ran for a while. So that kind of crazy energy from that animated series is infused into everything he does. So, all right, here is our closing interview with Jordan Reicheck. All right. We're here with the Grand Poobah himself. This is Jordan from Exoticon 2. We are here in day 1 of Exoticon 2. How'd it go today, Jordan?
It went very well.
Don't you hate these kind of interviews where they don't talk? No, this guy never.
You know, honestly, it was screwed today because Rory Snyder came here and upstaged everyone, as usual.
Okay, we'll let you see Rory's speech. We got it later. He was great. But no, for real, how did it go? This was the
preamble.
The roast of Sven.
Yes, we made sure that Sven looked as small as possible in a giant throne. And it's hard to find. It's like getting a chair for Paul Bunyan. You know, it's like we were successful, right? Because
that giant chair.
He looked pretty small in that chair, right? And the best part was how he wanted to shrink even more as people were roasting him. Now it was fun. We knew that this was going to be a more intimate event for the Tiki community that are more hardcore Sven fans and Tonga Hut fans. Obviously, you know, this is such a great bar. The whole team here is pretty awesome. So we knew that this would be a good kind of kickoff for Exoticon this year.
It was really cool because I got to see a lot, like as somebody who's new to Southern California Tiki, you know, everybody that I've been getting to know was here, and it's so much fun. You had the symposiums and whatnot. We talked to Al. It was cool to see
Crazy Al.
Sven being made fun of. But what's going on for day 2? And then I'm going to ask you about the Sven auction.
Okay, well, day 2, well, all Exoticons generally are always different. We always feature different things. It's very much like Disneyland. When you go to Disneyland's like a 7-course meal, you know, and it has all different flavors. So tomorrow, we've got like 4 different symposiums, 2 rum tastings. We got about 30 vendors in the vendor village. We have the setting of the beautiful 1923 Mayan Theater, which is 100% original, other than the show floor.
It's amazing.
Yeah, but the venue itself is so gorgeous. It's really wonderful from our point of view because, like with Oceanic Arts, as wonderful as OA was, we had to do a lot of work to make it show ready, right?
Yep.
And in Exoticon last year, we're just a bunch of empty domes. We had to kind of fill that out. Mayan, we don't have to do anything. It is like going into Tutankhamun's tomb, you know.
Tiffini, we talked to Tiffini Moffett, you know, she's the prom of Tiki, I guess you should say. I mean, the prom queen of Tiki here in Southern California. Anyways, she's great, and she said the thing she's most excited about is the music tomorrow. You guys got a great musical lineup.
Oh, man, music's going to be great. We got Ukulele. We have Martini Kings, which are always great.
Love them.
We have Skip Heller's Voodoo 5, which is his new band. They're on Black Fez Records. They just released a new record. And, whoa, North Hollywood, everybody.
That's the Tiki fireworks!
Yeah. And the killer show that I'm really looking also forward to is Ego Plum's Laboratory of Electromechanical Instruments. And it's my pal Ego. He did the Ima Sumac band Mambo Diabolico, so it was like a 12-piece orchestra for Ima Sumac at Exoticon last year. He comes from animation like me. I'm an animation guy, and Ego works he does SpongeBob, he does a million shows, Cartoon Network, Warner Brothers. He's doing like a new Mexican Batman show that's about to come out. So he has this electronic band that is based on Jean-Jacques Perret, which did Perry Kingsley. You'll mainly know him from Baroque Hoedown, which is the main theme of the Main Street Electrical Parade, right?
Yeah. That's cool.
So Ego just finished the score for the Adventureland Treehouse at Disneyland, the new Adventureland Treehouse. So we were talking about what could we do for Exoticon this year, and I said, hey, since you love Jean-Jacques Perret, which did the original Main Street Electrical Parade, and now you're doing the new Adventureland Treehouse, why don't we do a show at the lab where you deconstruct Disney theme park music? So what he's going to do is take Disney theme park music and kind of futz it. So it won't sound, it'll sound like some computer ate it and regurgitated it. And that's, and I know that sounds like shit, but really it's going to be amazing. And that's going to be the show that he's doing tomorrow. But before that, we have a symposium that's with Kevin Kidney, Tom Morris, who's one of the head Disney Imagineers. He designed a lot of Disneyland Paris. He designed the castle there. So we're going to have a panelist group that's going to talk about Disney theme park music before the actual show.
That's awesome, man. We are here in Tonga Hut in North Hollywood, the oldest tiki bar in Los Angeles. And I know you've got a lot of stuff to do, so we're going to let you go. Last question. For those who are unaware, Sven is having an auction that you're involved with as well. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Because tonight was kind of like a preview of that.
Yeah, I mean, basically, Peekaboo Gallery, my company, sells vintage stuff and well, we also hold events and things like that. But we did the Oceanic Arts events in 2022.
Loved it. That was so amazing.
And did the auctions of Oceanic Arts. So we are selling Sven's collection along with a lot of other stuff. It's not just 100% Sven's collection. We have a new catalog, a new 300-page catalog just came out. You can get it at peekaboogallery.com or exoticon.com. The auction is going to be on the 29th and 30th of this month, June. And if you want to come down for the live auction, it's going to be at the Royal Hawaiian. Have you guys been to the Royal Hawaiian?
Not yet. That's on my bucket list to get down. Not my bucket list. I don't want to die, but I'm going to get down there this next year.
It's redone. They redid it and reopened it last year. It's absolutely incredible.
All right. Yeah, he was talking there about the auction happening down at the Royal Hawaiian. And he had to hurry up and finish up because he had day 2 going on. Cheeseman, I'm empty. We're done. That was Exoticon 2.
Jim's Hourglass. Jimmy's Hourglass.
Exoticon 2 happening down. Day 1 was over at the Tonga Hut. Day 2 at the Mayan Theater in downtown Los Angeles. It was an incredible event. If you guys get a chance, check out Peekaboo Gallery. They will be hosting the auction of Sven's stuff. Cheeseman, where can people find you online?
Well, you can find me at the Tiki Freaks on Instagram as my main Tiki posting spot.
Yep. You can find me at James D. Fry on Instagram, but make sure you follow us at the Tiki Freaks on Instagram, X, Facebook and YouTube. All right, guys. If you get a chance, check out Peekaboo Galleries, and we will see you later. Bye-bye, guys.